So let me tell you, processes by I'm gonna tell you step by step. I'm gonna be telling you from my head what I remember because I did it. I think I did it last year. So I'm gonna I don't have no information on paper, but I'm gonna try and explain to you what I did to pass my life in UK. First of all, when I was studying for my life in UK test. I think in the past I read the book. The book is so big, and I think when I was reading the book, I didn't kind of get it. I was like, oh, how am I gonna remember all of these dates, like that? But I still read it, thinking that if I read it, then I'm gonna pass it. But even though I did read the book, I end up not taking the test because one thing about me is that when I feel confident to take something like an exam or test, that's when I go for it. So I didn't do the test immediately, even though I read the book. So there was, and I know that even if I do the test, then I don't have the money for the nationalization, which is a bit on the high side. It's gonna be like a bit of a savings or something. So I said, okay, I'm not gonna do it because if I do it, what's the point of doing this? And I'm not going to have the money to continue the processes. So, last year, I already had it in mind that I'm going to do my nationalization, I'm going to do my British passport. I just want to get it over with. Even though I'm not using it right now, I just want to have it. And that's what I did. I started studying. I think one of my friends just passed our live in UK test then. When she passed it, she was like, oh, Kemi, use this, use this, use this. So when she asked me to use it, I just went ahead to follow her advice because she's passed already. So I knew that if she's passed, whatever she has done must be right. So she asked me to type in 1 to 16 live in UK test on Google. So when I typed it on Google, I didn't quite understand it because there is the 40 questions and there is the 16 question. What I mean by 40 questions, because when you click on that link, it will bring in the 1 to 16 live in UK test, but there is one that is up to like 40. It's not like just 1 to 40 like that, but it's like 40 parts of like 40 parts of the test. One test we usually have, I think 22 questions or 24, I can't remember now. I think it's 22 or 24 questions, and they did tell me if you have answered all those 40 parts, then you are going to pass. So I found out 40 parts of the question because one of the parts is like 24 questions, and I find it that when I finished doing all of the I didn't even finish. I was like up to like 20 parts. How am I gonna remember this? How am I gonna even get all this to stick into my brain? Because the question might be coming from anywhere, so you want to make sure that you know all of the question. And even when they do when they ask you the question, it might not be what you read. It might be like in another form again. So you definitely have to understand it. I started doing it. I was tired. I kept doing it. So I called my friend. I was like, is it this 40 questions, all these 40 part that you're going to do before you pass your test? And she's like, no, 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 get me. It's 1 to 16. It's 16 parts. It's just that 16 parts you have to do. You don't have to go all the way to 40. And because it's like 16 part, I found out that very, very easy. Because if it's 16 parts, I was like, okay, even if I wake up one day, I can do 4. In a week, I can finish like that 16. And if I kept doing it like every time, I keep doing it every time, then that's gonna like stick to my brain, and this is easy for me to remember. That doing something that is like 40, how can you remember 40 part of a question is like 24 in one part? How are you gonna remember everything? So that's what I did. Don't, if it's like app, there's one of my friend that messaged me on Instagram. She was like, I'm preparing for this test. I've used app, I've used book, and still not get it. So I will advise you not to use an app. the app is not even a no-go area because it's not going to help. I'm sure they're just trying to sell you their app or maybe make you to subscribe or something. The only thing that work well with the app is driving test, theory test, the UK driving test. That is okay with app, but with the live UK test you don't even need it. The fact that they make it available online for free is like a plus. It's so good because I was like, this is free, as long as you study you will pass. But there's one tip I will give to you: don't just think that when you study all those 1 to 16 parts, like answer all of the 16 parts with 24 questions, you're just gonna pass like that. What you need to be doing is that you have to like understand the question, make sure you know the date, because when you get to the test center, trust me, when you're doing the test, they are going to paraphrase it. They will write into another word that you might not even understand. You might know like, but I've read this one, what's the question, what's the answer? So I will advise you to like understand the question so that when you get to the test center, you will just know that this is the answer. That's what I did. It didn't even take me 5 minutes, right? When I got there, I was like, it didn't even take me like 5 minutes to finish. And I finished. But when I finished, because you get your results immediately, everybody in my front were like, oh, unfortunately, you've not passed in this occasion, you've not passed in this occasion. And I was like, oh my God, please, I kept praying to God, I want to pass because of the money, and where I travel to is not near to my house, it's very far, and I didn't want to travel back again. And when they like said, congratulations, you passed, God, I am so happy I've passed. I was like, I was so happy that I've passed on once. So when I passed, I was like, okay, next step, can we go on? Before I did my live UK test, I actually saved some money for my, I think, maintenance, because I'm in junior at the moment. I saved some money through my maintenance. So immediately I applied for my nationalization. I didn't use any lawyer because when you're on a budget like me and you're a student like me, you know that using a lawyer is not a no for you. So I didn't use a lawyer. I just went online, I think, but what I did is I asked first. I was like, what form would you use? I asked my lawyer. I asked couple of people to make sure I'm on the right track, and my friend has passed the live in UK test who got nationalization before me. I asked her as well. So know the right form you are filling, because if you don't fill the right form, it's still going to bounce back to you. You have to fill it again upon completing all of their series of questions and things like that. You have to fill it again. Know the right form you are filling if you're not using a lawyer. I filled it, even though it took them like 5 months to get back to me. At last, wow, they're like, okay, we've approved your nationalization, go for your citizenship, your ceremony. I was like, oh my God, after a long time in United Kingdom, God, you are so good. I was very happy. I got my nationalization certificate after I've done my citizenship ceremony. Then afterwards, now I applied for my British passport. God, I applied for my British passport. They gave it to me. Then I applied for my children's one as well. They gave it to them. It was a double celebration for us. All of us got our British passport. So guys, these are my tips. If you have any question, if you are not clear about anything, don't just put your question down the comment section. I will be so glad and very happy to reply you, to guide you through it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now. Bye.